Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is the Capital Equipment Strategist, scaling complex products, medtech, semiconductors, advance in manufacturing, no other than Miss Prachurya Bharadwaj.
Thank you,
Wel-
Daniel.
Welcome to Book 101, Miss Prachurya, and can you please introduce more about yourself?
Sure, I can just take a short little bit of time to introduce myself. I'm a capital equipment development strategist, as Daniel mentioned. What does that mean? So, if you have a startup or a scale up, or even if you're an established organization and you're developing hardware products, it could be in medical, it could be in semiconductors, it could be in automotives, or it could be in any given field, even in fields that hasn't even come to existence yet. I am your person. I am the person who can help you look at your entire product as a system. I also have a podcast that if you can go scroll down a little bit into the website, scroll a bit down into the yeah, keep going down further. Yes, so you see I have different podcasts here, different topics here, where I describe how to build a product, how to conceptualize it, how to set up a business around it, how to build a product, really go from A to Z. And then finally I also talk about how to scale your business using a product like that. So it's extremely hardware dependent. If you come to me with an app or website, maybe I can help you a little bit, but that's not my core expertise. My core expertise is really to help you develop hardware products, a medical device, an automotive, semiconductor equipment, any lab equipment, any production equipment, or any equipment that is automizing a process. So that is, in short, me. I go all the way from concepts, all the way from starting in a business to all the way to scaling the business and even going into further markets with the same product. So that's me, Prachurya Bharadwaj.
Miss Prachurya Bharadwaj, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. How do you distinguish a genius idea from a silly one in the context of business, Miss Prachurya?
Could you repeat the question again?
How do you distinguish a genius idea from a silly one in the context of business?
Every idea is a silly idea. Every single idea that a person comes with is a silly idea. The idea is made into a genius idea only when the execution strategy, as well as the people who are executing it, the people who you're partnering up with, the processes that you're following, and the strategies that you're applying, that makes an idea, a silly idea, into a great idea. If today I sit here and I am saying I'm going to build a spaceship, if my mom hears it, you know, that's my mother. I mean, she has raised me. She has seen me as a kid. She's gonna laugh at it. She's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a silly idea." But if I talk about that with the head of European Space Agency, or even remotely close to somebody who's working in NASA, or a person who's simply an intriguing and a introspective person. With them, the discussion can actually flourish, and the silly idea turns into a great idea. But of course, it depends on me as a person if I have the willingness, courage, enthusiasm, and everything, and also at my right time in my life to execute it, to continue further with it.
Why does this disconnect between perceived idea quality and market success frustrate innovators so deeply?
Because innovators do not understand that just because they are thinking of something just because they are putting efforts into it doesn't mean the market is ready for it. You'll have to nourish, you will have to, how to say, massage the market. Today, I say I'm going to, it happened to me actually a decade ago around. I wanted to develop I did develop a smart toilet for DNA sequencing diagnostics as well as real time connection with your doctor. So the idea was amazing, the product was amazing, my team was good, but the market at that point was not, or even now is not perfect because there are many regulations that comes into play when it comes to medical devices, and especially medical devices for in-home patient care or at-home patient care. So from my side at that point, the strategy was not perfect. I was not able to understand that perhaps my starting point should have been old age homes. And gradually and slowly, I go deeper into thinking about B2C, like business to customer experiences. So things like that. A lot of times it's the market readiness. And same goes with easier products. Like I'm giving a very complex example now, but let's go with something something really easy, something really tangible and very normal. In a country like India, gold is a very valuable thing. People love gold a lot, and that's a great business. They love it, and they will, whether they have the they have the means or not to have modern equipment in their house, they will have gold. But in the West, gold as an ornament or gold as a thing or an investment is not something that is appealing to people. People would rather go and buy some jewelry from Tiffany's or from Hermes. So the idea is the same, ornament, the business of ornaments, but then different markets respond differently. But even to the West, you could massage the audience, you could massage your customer into making them believe and into making them think that, yeah, gold is luxurious, gold is beautiful. And it's not, because a lot of the Northern European environment actually, they think of gold as a bit tacky. They look at it as a bit tacky if you have loud ornaments. But you can change that perception little by little over the years. You can change that perception. So that's a small example of just market being ready for your product.
Very well said, Miss Prachurya. And what's one classic example of a genius idea that crashed and a silly one that soared and initially surprised you about it?
Oh, I could, yeah. So that also brings me to the topic of this podcast, actually, the Books 101. I do recommend people, I'm going to answer your question, Daniel, but I'm just going to talk to the audience a little bit. I do recommend people to read this book called ASML's Architects. It's an originally written book in Dutch, the language Dutch, but it's translated to English. The greatest book written on entrepreneurship and business ever on earth. It's like this thick. I'm not, I did not, I forgot to bring it. It's upstairs in my library, but it's around this thick, and it's a fabulous read. So the idea, what Daniel was asking was, what is an originally interesting or semi-interesting idea, and then it really like soared and it surprised everyone. That's lithography equipment that we see today. So that brings me to I'm going to bring the topic a little bit on semiconductors. So semiconductors, for the audience to understand, are nothing but the chips that are inside your phones or your laptop or anywhere else, your cars, any electronics, they would use semiconductors, transducers, transmitters primarily, and diodes and many other things. Um, you need something called a photolithography equipment to manufacture those semiconductor components. And without those semiconductor components, none of your modern marvel, your oven, your smartphone, your smartwatch, your car, nothing is possible in today's day and age to work with. That said, in 1975 around or 1970s, Japan was really leading the path, and also a little bit on the US. Japan and US were leading the path. Canon, was it Canon or Nikon? I forgot. Canon was actually leading the path towards semiconductor equipment industry. It was flying, it was doing excellent. Then what happened? Philips, a very small section of Philips, smart engineers actually. A lot of them were German, some were French, and Philips had various different residencies and citizens working in it, and that culture stays even today. So during one of those days, several different people came under this conclusion that photolithography is the way to go. At that point, it was impossible to think about a startup or a small company competing with Japanese industries and American ones, especially from Europe. Like, it's almost unheard of at that point. And people, I mean, Philips, the management of Philips laughed at the people who were talking about photolithography equipment. They really laughed at them. They refused to fund them, they refused to properly help them. But there were a set of, this one person called Gijs Bauhaus, but there are several different people who went from, like, the idea stemmed from one person to another. And Gijs Bauhaus, he was the person who really pushed towards sort of going away from Philips and starting on their own. They were having different partnerships with various different companies, and they showed that photolithography is possible. In 1980s already, they wanted to do EUV, extreme ultraviolet radiation-based photolithography equipment. But the idea was way too premature, and they started with something else. They started with a pulse system. They started with a basic one, and it actually took off. And they were able to slowly and gradually get partnerships from American companies, partnerships from Belgium, from IMEC, from Zeiss in Germany, and various different partnerships alike in US and Europe. And Canon was taken down. I mean, it's interesting how it all happened. But the Japanese really were the innovators and the pioneers of photolithography, and they were somehow taken down by these small, tiny section of engineers in Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Nobody heard of them, nobody cared about them. And for around 20 years, they remained unheard of, nobody cared about them much. They made money, the company became $1 billion company. Today, it is one of the biggest and the company that has the highest monopoly over the semiconductor equipment market, and it stands tall as ASML. It has no competition as of today. Yes, Nikon and Canon they are coming up. They are trying to create a competition for them, trying to create new equipment for them, but it's far away from the EUV technology. That's the story of. If you read the book, you will know how much you have to sacrifice as an entrepreneur and how much you rely on partnerships and communication and really nurturing your talent. I've worked in ASML for around 6 years, and I understood how much value they give to talents that work for them, and that is their biggest strength. So yeah, that is one example.
Ms. Prachurya, as a capital equipment strategy, scaling complex products, medtech and semiconductors, advanced manufacturing, what are your short-term and long-term goals? Ms.
Oh,
Prachurya?
my goals. Okay. You mean my goals or
Yes, in
okay.
general.
Um, well, my short-term goals would be my short-term goal is to get the word out there that I am a strategist and I am available for people to talk to me and to use my expertise in their companies, in their startups and scale-ups. I have worked in various different industries so far, and all of these are really complex products. So whether you have a complicated product or you have a rather simple product, I'm always there to help you look at it as a system and help you not only simply develop the product but also to organize your company. I can help you form the V model in your company, where you go from system to subsystem to module to suppliers and then to integration and then to integration of modules and subsystems and then systems and then finally the verification at the customers. So I can help you with that, with how to properly channel and how to organize your company. I can help you with the regulations, etc. But for my short-term goals is really to, of course, get my name out there for people to know. My longer goals are a little bit more philanthropic. I want to, of course, meet with people. I want to talk with various different people. I want to get to know their ideas, get to know their companies, and add value as much as possible. Um, but my highest goal and my long term goals, and hopefully not that long term, are more philanthropic. I would like to I would like to open up charities, and I would like to open up charities that would go specifically to rescue and rehabilitation of elephants. So basically, I want to mix up technology. Of course, I want to add value, generate value to companies, and really bring in ethics into the workflow. And then finally, whatever profit and whatever financial remuneration I receive, I want to send a significant amount of it towards animal welfare, philanthropic work. So that's my long-term goal, personal life-wise.
Good luck to your goals, Ms. Prachurya, and looking forward for more success. What would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want you, of course, to be like you?
I guess don't look at somebody and think that you want to be like this person or you want to be like that person. I think if you know what you're good at, and many people do not know what they are good at. Many people are good at multiple things, and many people are yet to find out what they really are passionate about. Take your time. If you're a student, I do not recommend you to take your time. If you're a student, continue working, continue studying. Do not take gap years. Do not waste your time in all of that. You're too young and too raw to find yourself at that point. If you're a student, your only job is to learn, 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 and learn. Educate yourself by taking internships, by taking research programs, whatever it is possible, wherever it is possible. Collect knowledge. Don't stop. Don't take a year off. Don't wait. If you're taking a year off, maybe find the work, maybe find internships, maybe like work somewhere and then figure out how the real world is, and go back to studying again. But do complete your studies, do complete your formal education. They definitely help. And then after you are finished with your formal education and you start your work, etc., I would say definitely get into the world of corporate or the world of business, entrepreneurship, whatever you're doing, get into that world. But always remember to remember that it's completely fine to take 1 or 2 years off to understand what you're really, really, really good at and what you really want to do with life. Perhaps even align yourself with a higher power. I'm not sure, but align yourself with the things that you really want to do, and then like completely go crazy about that one thing that you're absolutely passionate about. Me, for instance, I love knowledge deployment. I love to create things and I love to just give it out to the world for free. Hence, all of my podcasts are like 1 hour, 2 hours long. And also a lot of the activities that I'm doing, a lot of it is paid consultation, but a lot of it is also just consultation and discussions with startups and scale ups that is just for free. So I love to deploy knowledge. I love to learn new things and explain it beautifully to people who are willing to listen. That's my calling. But I did not just find my calling by just doing nothing. I went through intense years and intense hardships. And then finally, I made mistakes, and finally, I came to this path that is uniquely mine.
Thank you for your advice, Miss Prachurya. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, my other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and mental health 101. Love Letters in third season, and my movie 101 review and music 101 in fourth season, and science 101 and sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. Miss Prachuria, what is the key to developing truly innovative ideas while incorporating to low friction, emotionally resonant elements that drive mass adoption?
You have to frame your question a little bit in simpler words for me. That was a very long question.
So, Ms. Prachuria, in a short-term questions, what key development, truly innovative ideas that you want to share to us today?
What kind of
In
tools you mean?
innova- innovation, what kind of innovation?
Well, innovation is quite abstract. It could be anything, but for the audience, um, for me, innovation is it just comes to me. The ideas just flow to me. If you look at innovation in technology, I would say follow your education and follow your work experiences. You might not be a person who has worked in technology, that's also fine. But at some point, you have used a tool, you have used a machine, or you have used a fruit of technology, right? So ideas can come from anywhere. In terms of innovation that I would like to share, I think go to my website www.thinkbuildscale.eu. There I have developed a world's most complicated surgical robot called Aegis CV. And it's a concept I have developed. It's literally free for anyone to go, and I have created business plans, I have created marketing plans, I've created scaling plans, etc. So it's all up there for grabs. I mean, please go and take a look at those podcasts. And actually, all of my podcasts, I have developed marketing plans and business plan and development plans for a transmission electron microscope and a hydrogen automotive, a surgical robot, what else? A satellite. I've developed all of these things. Please go and listen to those podcasts. They are really powerhouses of innovation, and you basically get everything. You get A to Z. You get how to think in that direction, how to build a business around it, how to form a team around it, how to attract the right talents for it. Then the second episode you look at how to really develop the product. So there I go into the principles of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, systems engineering, etc. And then finally how you are marketing and scaling it. So for me, for the audience, I would say if you want to get inspired and you want to go towards a new business, just seriously go to my website and look at it. In Spotify, you can find it as Think, Build, Scale, think.build.scale, in YouTube as well. Give it a go and check out those plans. It's really ready for anybody to go and grab and make a business on their own.
Miss Prachurya Bharadwaj, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, hoping for more and more empowering success that you can share to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Right now, the biggest project I'm working on is Think, Build, Scale. I'm releasing episodes. Since the last few months, I took a long summer break, but I'm just releasing episodes. Like I mentioned, I start with the concept of the machine or the product, set a business around it. I tell the audience how to form a business around that product. I show how to build the product, literally how to build a product, even go towards the suppliers, etc., where the right partners and suppliers should come from, and the components. And then I find and how to save money doing all of that, and then finally how to market the product, and scale the business. So for me, I would just tell the audience, just come and connect with me in LinkedIn if you are bubbling with ideas, if you want to do something great, if you want to start a business in the world of capital equipment. Find me in LinkedIn, find me through my website. I'm sure, Daniel, you will provide all the links in your description in the video here. So I guess let's stay connected.
Miss Prachurya Bharadwaj, again, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Yes, people, let's support Miss Prachurya Bharadwaj, because if you support her, more and more and more empowering, innovative will come. So, Miss Prachurya, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, Daniel. Thanks.
More to come, people. See you soon.